30-day Fruitarian challenge. I'm here. Like I said, I'm going to be going live every day of the challenge and just kind of giving updates of what it's like the day to day, how I'm feeling, to kind of give you an idea of what it's like to live a fruitarian or majority fruitarian or majority raw type of lifestyle. All right. So I'll wait a little bit so people can jump on, but I'll kind of go over what day one and day two's been like. Since day one, I kind of did a live early, so I didn't really get to talk about what I ate on day one. So I'll talk about what I ate on day one as well as day two and just kind of give an overview of it. If you guys have any questions, if you have joined in on this challenge as well and wanted to share some thoughts and whatnot, or, have any, just questions about how it's going or some ideas on things to eat and stuff like that, I'm here for that as well. So, but it's been a really good 2 days. I do have some amazing support. Number one, from all of you, but also my wife is doing this challenge with me, as well as her best friend and her mother as well. So we got some people in on it, right? And we all have different goals, we all have different journeys and whatnot, and it's just kind of about that support and knowing that we're all doing this for the betterment of ourselves, and that's what's really cool about this whole thing. But yesterday, day one, this is what it looked like for me. So I ate roughly about 1,900 calories, which is pretty much in line what I would eat every day, right? I'm somewhere around 1,800 to 2,000 calories. So falling right in there is actually perfect. I started off with bananas. I had about 8 bananas to start off the day. I also had a little bit over 2 pounds of red grapes in the middle of the day. I had slightly over a pound of leafy greens. And then I finished the night off with a smoothie, which was a banana mango smoothie. So that was my day yesterday. All right. Not to mention close to a gallon of water. I did not hit my gallon, but definitely did well in every area there. I lost 1.6 pounds on the first day, and just felt good. Felt good overall. Wasn't any different than normal. I mean, like, there are plenty of days where I eat only fruit. I do eat cooked once in a while, but for this 30 days, it's going to be 100% fruitarian diet, which consists of fruits, veggie fruits, leafy greens, a little bit of nuts, a little bit of seeds, all raw. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at. That was day one. Day two, today, very similar. I ate pretty much almost exactly the same. I did not eat as many leafy greens. All right. So I did slip on the leafy greens. I had about a half a pound of leafy greens. I did drink more water. I did get my gallon in. Um, and I had about 8 or 9 bananas. And I had about 2 pounds of grapes again. I did have one apple. And I think that, and then the same smoothie. So pretty much the same thing that I had yesterday, I had today, and that's kind of my routine. That's what I do. I'm a mono eater. I don't really combine many things together. I kind of stick with one type of fruit and kind of ride it along. So that's why I'll stick with the bananas to start my days, because they're so calorie dense. Like, every banana is about 100 calories. So you eat about 7, 8 of those, and you get about 7, 8, 900 calories, and that really lays out the foundation of your day. So that's kind of what I did there. Um, as far as like everything else, the grapes are very good as well. Especially if you eat a lot of them. Like, if you're eating 2 pounds of grapes, that's going to be roughly about 700 calories too. So, I usually add that in there too. But the grapes aren't always good, man. Finding really good grapes sometimes can be difficult. So if you don't have grapes, that's where you got to kind of fill in. Apples are hit or miss sometimes. Like, I had one apple today, and it just didn't. It must not have been ripe yet. It must have been picked too early, because it didn't really work for me digestive wise. It just didn't feel good when I ate it. And that's one thing, when you start eating cleaner, you start to be more aware of what each food that you're eating how your body reacts to it. And like I ate that apple and I felt it immediately because look, fruit digests pretty fast, and after eating that apple, I could just feel it in my stomach. It just wasn't right. There was something wrong with it. So that's the thing with apples, man. You know, especially when you get them from the grocery store, you just don't know. Like these corporations, these corporate farms, they want to get the food to the grocery store as fast as possible, right? As fast as possible. So what they do is they pick stuff early, and and the consumer doesn't understand, so they buy it and they think these things are normal. But the fact is that most of the time you're eating apples that are unripe. And look, apples when once you pick them, they don't continue to ripen. Unlike bananas, where you pick the bananas when they're green or whatever, and then they ripen over time. And avocados similar, and some other fruits as well. But like I said, the cleaner you eat, the more you understand that, the more you can be aware of that. What's up, Beckett? How's it going? Rosie Dozzy or Rosie Dozy? What's up? What's up? Thank you guys for joining in. And look, anybody out there who is, like I said, you don't have to start the challenge from day one. Like if it's something that you want to challenge yourself, whether that is to go 30 days with on the fruitarian diet, or if that's just, or if 30 days just to implement more raw foods, or 30 days I'm going to give up meat or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Am I gay? I'm not. Shout out to all my gay people out there. I'm not, but I don't understand the question, but whatever. Anyways, but yeah, that's really, really, really what it's about. Challenging yourself to make something better in your diet. Because ultimately, when you start to make changes to your diet, you're making changes to your life. Because your diet is the foundation of health, plain and simple. Whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to heal something or anything like that. So for me, I talked about it a little bit on day one, but for those of you who didn't get to see that particular video, I had kind of fallen off a little bit due to a lot of different circumstances. My AC went out, which really messed up our fresh foods. So I had to rely on more cooked. We took a few vacations, and sometimes you're not able to, you kind of breaks your routine, kind of throws you off a little bit. So that kind of messed us up. Summertime, I usually rely on a lot of melons, and the melons have been horrible here in Texas. We've had a banana issue here in Texas where we're just getting bad bananas, and I'm actually making a video about that, about how the fruit in America is really, really tough. Could I shout out Chris and Shani? What's up, Chris and Shani? What's good? Appreciate you guys joining in. But, ultimately, I kind of got thrown off track. My routine got thrown off track. And I knew that if I put in place a challenge, that would help me get back on track. And that's the goal here. That's what I'm doing. And I like to do it, on a community basis. That's kind of what my channel's about, just sharing my journey, but also helping people who are on their journey, because we're all in different places. So day 3 coming up, right? I would say I've done a challenge like this before, and I've done, look, the majority of my diet is fruitarian, is not just raw vegan, but fruitarian. And by majority, I'm saying roughly anywhere between 85 and 90%. Obviously, I've fallen off from that, the reason I'm doing the challenge. So like going raw and going fruitarian for a couple days is not difficult for me at all, because I do it most of the time anyway. When it starts getting to day 10, 11, 12, and it starts getting to that point, that's when the struggles for me come in, specifically in social settings, and just the addiction starts to kick in, right? So I'm ventured to say that roughly around those days when those lives come up, it's going to be a very interesting discussion. And I'm here to be absolutely transparent with every single one of you, as I would expect for you to do, because at the end of the day, your truth is your truth. It's about being authentic and realizing that, look, nobody's perfect. You got to give yourself grace, and ultimately know that, your intentions are what truly matter. This is like I talk about the mental and psychological aspect, even emotional aspects, even spiritual aspects of changing your diet and lifestyle because it plays a major role, an absolute major role in what you do. So when things start to get tough, understand, give yourself grace. That's what I'm doing, and ultimately, kind of see where it goes. Right, and we'll see what I'm talking about on day 10, day 11, day 12. But anybody out there, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm all about it. I am the Eat Coach. I'm a certified detoxification specialist. I, profess my EAT philosophy, which I've taken just by studying some of the natural paths and natural hygienists, and just kind of forefathers and foremothers of this type of lifestyle, and kind of created my own philosophy and have put it to the test, and the results have been fantastic. I've lost somewhere around 30 pounds in the past couple years by doing this, and not just losing it and then gaining it back, but losing it the natural way and maintaining it. I've been able to cure a bunch of different ailments. Number one being irritable bowel syndrome, another one, eczema, chronic headaches, um, just cloudy brain, just, a bunch of different things, right? And all from changing my diet, and all by living this philosophy, right? And the philosophy is understanding that our bodies, our physiology is was created and specific to a certain type of diet, to a certain type of lifestyle. And the closer we get to that lifestyle, the better we're going to be. And by eating the right foods, getting the excess energy and being able to hold that energy to free our bodies to heal itself and regenerate and replenish, puts us in a better state from a health perspective, right? So that's kind of the basis of what I do. And I've created this channel ultimately to help those out there who are in transition, who are looking for more information, or who are looking for inspiration on how to do those things. Because we live in a society where they're pushing a specific healthcare type of system on us, and programming us and conditioning us to look at health in the wrong way, in my opinion, and more of a reactive basis than a proactive basis. And we're worse off for it. So the best thing we can do is, create our own community, create our own avenues and mediums and vessels of information to those who can, take that power, that onus, and understand their own personal power, and know that health is not about what society or the environment is dictating. It's about what you're dictating. It all starts from the inside. It all starts from the inner terrain. All right. So if you take care of the temple, then your body will manifest health. If you do not take care of the temple, then your body will manifest dis-ease. All right, it's that simple, right? Very simple. So, anyways, I'll put it out there one more time. If anybody has any questions or any struggles that they have, or anything, or maybe anything they're dealing with that maybe, wondering if going on a challenge like this or changing their diet can help, throw that out there. I'm happy to answer. But ultimately, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to get to 30, and this is going to be an interesting journey. All right. It's going to be a very interesting journey along the way. All right. I'm excited about it. Like I said, I have my support group, which is all of you, but also my wife and my wife's best friend and my mother-in-law, all doing it together. So should be interesting. And look, like I said, it doesn't have to be 100% fruitarian, right? It's whatever you can do that's going to improve your current diet or health. Like, for instance, my wife's best friend is giving up meat for 30 days. She still eats meat. So she's going to give up meat for 30 days. That's big for her, right? My mother-in-law is going to be giving up bread and cheese. That is big for her, right? Those are big things. While me and my wife are going to go 100% fruitarian for 30 days, right? So it's, like I said, it's all about, taking those incremental steps to get yourself to a better place and watching how your body manifests, right? And one of the coolest things I will say when you do something like this is how your body just becomes more aware. Like I told you about the apple that I ate, right? Like, your body becomes more aware. The cleaner you get it, the more aware it becomes when you're eating something you shouldn't be. And it's a real distinct feeling that you'll know that, wow, okay, now I understand why I'm extremely bloated right after I ate whatever, said food, after I ate oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what? My throat started hurting after I ate those Fritos. Those different things. You'll be able to identify that because you're not flooding your body with all those acidic forming or acid forming foods, those dehydrating foods, right? You're flooding your body with hydration, with energy, with things that your body is built for. And you see how seamless your body works with those foods. So when you eat something outside of that, your body will give you signals immediately of what that is. And by having that distinction, that contrast, it just helps you understand why we are in the state of health we've been in for as long as, shoot, I can, hundreds of years, right? Hundreds and hundreds of years. This is the predicament man and women have got themselves into. This is the predicament, right? Eating foods that are not made for human consumption. And it's one of the hardest things because it's one of the things that we do every day, multiple times a day. Think about it, right? The basics of eating food is what? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and most of the time snacks as well. Like this has been embedded into us. And for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we've been eating foods that are not fit for human consumption. So think about that. We're doing that every day of our lives, right? For, whatever, if you're between the ages of, 30 and 60, think about that, how long you've been doing that. So it's only natural that your body is going to manifest some form of dis-ease because it's constantly, constantly, constantly working just to keep you alive after what you're putting your body through. I mean, imagine having a car, a vehicle for, what's the average vehicle last? Well, depending on the maker, of course. But let's say you got a vehicle and you've been feeding it the wrong type of gas, like not even regular gas, like some foreign gas that your car is not even equipped to handle for 10, 20 years. Can you imagine? Like that vehicle wouldn't last probably 2, 3 years. You feel what I'm saying here? And that's what we're doing. And that's the uphill battle that we are absolutely facing, right? So understand that making these changes now, it doesn't matter how old you are, but making these changes are going to put you on a different route towards health versus being on the route towards death. Because that's kind of where we've kind of taken a turn. Like American society specifically, like we are on the path to death. We are one of the most obese societies. We're one of the most unhealthy societies in the world. Yet we spend the most money on insurance and healthcare. So think about that, right? It's by design. These systems were put into place for a reason. But I'm going off on a tangent. So I'm going to shut this one down. But like I said, day two was very good. Looking forward to day three. I'm going to be going live every day. Try to keep them in the evening. They might be random and sporadic since I am doing every day. But just look out, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notifications. So when I do go live, you can pop it up. And if you can't catch the live, catch the replay. Hit us with a hashtag replay. All right. And if you are doing some type of challenge as well, if you're going to jump in on this, it doesn't matter what day I'm on. You jump in whenever you want to. And, throw a little hashtag 30-day challenge, on the video. So I know you're being a part of it. And any struggles, any questions, if you need any tips, anything, any guidance, just feel free to ask. All right. So peace, love, and light, everybody. You all enjoy your evening. And I love each one of y'all. Peace out.